I originally started as a fanzine just for my friends, ha ha, weird New Jersey. And it was just a little hand stapled, I did it on a typewriter and I passed it around. I think Mark heard it on FMU and he just started sending me stuff. And I said, hey, why don't we just see, let's try like something, let's try like a real magazine. It'd be so ridiculous. Who's going to buy a magazine about, ghosts, old man bars and people that put crazy shit on their lawn. I guess it struck a nerve with the people of New Jersey. So we couldn't stop. There was
We really didn't think that it was going to go very far. We figured maybe 7 or 8 issues. As I say this, we're working on issue 65. But originally, Mark knew a couple of stories from his town, and I knew a couple of stories from the town where I grew up. And we realized that even though they were only 10 miles apart, I never would have heard Mark's stories. He never would have heard mine, because you have to remember, this predated the internet.
Right.
There was no such thing as social media yet. So there was no place for people to share stories. So Weird New Jersey became this kind of like a community bulletin board where people would send us stories from their hometown. And eventually we realized that basically the basic formula was, well, if your town has a story and your town has a story, every town in New Jersey must have at least one great story to tell. The problem was you never knew your neighboring town's story, because they was all, none of it was ever documented. It was all word of mouth. So we had heard these rumors, and like I said, they weren't anything that had ever been documented in print before. So, other than going out and talking to people in bars and diners.
And the thing was, the places we went to, the things we wrote about, they were always site specific.